Hello everyone, and this is the lecture series of hydraulic machine subject, and the code of this subject is ME317, and this is a BTech mechanical engineering 5th sem subject, and present time unit number 4 is running, and lecture number is 26. So today's topic I will discuss about the Pelton wheel turbine. So in the previous lecture I have discussed about the different types of turbines and working of the turbine also. Then in this lecture I will give description of Pelton wheel turbine and construction, working principles, and some kinds of just like a relation of the efficiencies, losses related to turbine, and some losses are the some case are just like as a advantage, disadvantage of the turbine, and some other cases just similar as a speed relation of the turbine. So this type of topic I will cover in this lecture. For my introduction, myself Rahul Kumar, Assistant Professor of Department of Mechanical Engineering, Suresh Gyan Vihar University, Jaipur. So for this continuation of this course, what are the objectives of this topic? And the today's topic is Pelton wheel turbine. So the objectives: by the end of this section, student or you should be able to understand about the Pelton turbine at different loads and spur valve setting and procedure, produce curve that show the turbine performance, and the effect of different spur valve setting. And in this lecture you should be able to understand the study of performance of a Pelton turbine, and you also determine the characteristics curve of a Pelton turbine operating at the different fluid flow rates with high heads. And this is a impulse turbine. This is a impulse type of turbine, and this Pelton turbine is a high head turbine, and this is a very efficient turbine. So we move to the introduction of this turbine is here. For the introduction of this turbine, this is a impulse class of turbine, and this turbine invented by the American inventor Lester Allen Pelton in 1870, and this is a one type of high head turbine. For the high head and this is used as a high head application. So power generation by this turbine is very high, and the energy available at the inlet of the turbine is only kinetic energy, right? And the pressure energy at the inlet and outlet of this turbine is atmospheric, and the Pelton wheel exerts energy from the impulse of moving the water, and opposed to the water dead weight like a traditional overshot water wheel. And many earlier variations of the impulse turbine excited, but they were less efficient than Pelton's design, and a lot of turbine are parallelly working for this application, but Pelton turbine gives the better performance other than turbines here. And this is a hydraulic turbine, and the main uses of these turbines are in a hydropower plant to generate electricity. In 19 In 2012, hydroelectric power plant contributed about 16% of the total electricity generation in the world. This is data given by this energy agency, and the Pelton, if I am talking about the geometry of this Pelton turbine, so the Pelton pedal geometry was designed so that when a rim ran at the half of the speed of the water jet, and the water left the wheel with very little speed. Thus the design is exerted almost of the water impulse energy, and which made of very efficient turbine. So in this case of a special type of design, here nozzle is used to feed the water, right? At the present time, lot of turbine are working. For the case of some turbines are tangential flow turbine, radial flow turbines, mixed flow turbine, and the axial flow turbine. The best example for the tangential flow turbine are the Pelton turbine, and the radial turbine is here. It is always again to subdivided into inward radial or the outward radial flow turbine. And the inward radial flow turbine, this is a one type of centrifugal type of turbine, and outward radial also, this is a one type of centrifugal turbine. And the mixed turbine, this is a one type of Francis turbine, and axial flow like as a Kaplan turbine is used here. So these are the different kinds of turbines, but today I am talking only about the Pelton turbine, right? And in this type of turbine, this have two buckets are mounted side by side on the wheel. Wheel means wheel periphery, total wheel periphery, with the water jet split into two equal streams, and this balances the side load forces. On the wheel and helps to ensure smooth, efficient transfer of momentum from the water jet to the turbine wheel. And so this is a very efficient turbine in the case of impulse turbine, right? In the case of impulse turbine only. But some are the reaction turbine, just like Francis and Kaplan are the reaction turbine, and these are the impulse turbine, right? In yesterday in the previous lecture, I have already told a lot of differences between the impulse and the reaction turbines. So in tangential flow turbine of Pelton type, the water strike runner, this is the working of the turbine, runner tangentially to the path of the rotation. This path is the center line of the bucket, which is sometimes known as the pitch circle diameter or the mean diameter of the wheel. But in the case of radial turbine, here the water enters radially and emerges out, so that the discharge is parallel to the axis of the shaft. And modern some turbines, just like as a Francis turbine and the Kaplan turbine, have the mixed flow runners. And in axial flow turbine, water flows parallel to the turbine shaft. And in the inward flow turbine, the water flows from the periphery towards the center of the wheel also. So these are the different types of turbines here. So if I am talking about the applications of the Pelton wheel turbine, so Pelton wheel are a preferred turbine for hydropower generation. So where the available water resources has relatively high means it have a very high head type of so if any damage very high head, so it creates a high it creates a very low flow rate. So Pelton wheels are made in all sizes, and there exist multi-ton Pelton wheels mounted on a vertical. Some are the different types, and some Pelton wheel turbines are used in a small power generation power plant, just like a 400 megawatts power plant generation. So these are the different kinds of turbine. Here the water is brought in through the penstoke. Penstoke. What is the penstoke? Penstoke is a large pipe carrying the water from the dam exit to the enter of the dam to powerhouse, means which supply the water from dam to powerhouse, means upper section to the lower section also. So this is a one type of pipe. This is called the penstoke, end into the nozzle, and the whole pressure energy of the water is converted into the kinetic energy. This type of turbine is converted the whole pressure energy into the kinetic energy, and it gives the maximum power and efficiency are achieved when the velocity of water is jet is twice the velocity of the rotating buckets, and the water coming out of the nozzle in the form of free jet is made to strike on a series of buckets mounted on the periphery of the wheel. Means the jet of the water strikes just like a jet. This is the jet of the water, and this jet of the water strikes this type of bucket, and this bucket here the water, if a strike on this bucket is here, and this water divided into two parts. One part is moved this side and one part moved to this side. So the water delivered to the wheel on a part of its circumference, filling or striking only few of the buckets at the time, and the wheel revolves in open air. There is no pressure difference in water and the inlet to the runner and the discharge. Therefore, the casing of an impulse turbine has no hydraulic function to perform. So these are the different kinds, different points related to the Pelton wheel turbine. If I am talking about the heads, so head of the turbine are different types. One is here, two heads are present. This is the cross head, net head, or the friction head, head loss, and then gross head is here. So, and the net head, one is formula is this is the net head. So the cross head, if I'm talking about the definition of the cross head, then it creates a difference between the head race level and tail race level. It creates a difference between the head race level and the tail race level. When no water is flowing, is known as the cross head, and it is denoted by Hg. And the net head is, it is also called the effective head, and the net head, and this type of net head, it is called the effective head, and it is defined as the head available in the inlet of the turbine, and when water is flowing from head race to the turbine, a loss of head due to the friction of the water and penstoke occurs. For this reason, if I am obtaining the penstoke, so penstoke is just like it creates a frictionless. If penstoke is not frictionless, so it creates a very high friction. This will affect the affect the loss of the head, and this friction effects produce a one friction head loss. And there are losses due to the bend, some bend losses, and the pipe fitting losses, and the stroke entrance of the penstoke. These are the some losses are called the net head losses. For example, suppose friction losses are HF between penstoke and the turbine, between the penstoke and the turbine. So net head H equal to gross head plus HF. This is the friction head loss. HF is the friction head loss, and HF is calculated by HF equal to 4F LV square divided by 2dg. This is a Darcy-Weisbach equation, and where d is the diameter of the penstoke, L is the length of the penstoke, and V is the velocity of water inside the penstoke pipe, right? So this G here, G is constant quantity and F is also constant. This is a one type of constant, and so HF equal to 4F LV square divided by 2dg, right? And in the next case, so these are the different kinds of heads. So go to the working of the turbine, and for the working of this turbine, the water is transferred from the high head source through a long conduct pipe. This is called the penstoke, and the nozzle arrangement at the end of the penstoke has the water to accelerate, and it flows out as a high speed jet with high velocity and discharge it at a atmospheric pressure, right? And the jet will hit the splitter. Jet will hit the splitter of the buckets, and which will distribute the jet into two halves. Jet into the two halves of the bucket, and the wheel start revolving. Means this jet, suppose this is the jet. This is the jet, and this jet is strike on this bucket, and this creates a force on this bucket also. So by the Newton's law, this due to this force, this bucket is movable, and and this all types of bucket are connected to the on the periphery of the shaft. So this this bucket is moving, then another bucket is come, then another bucket is come. So it revolves just like just in circular motion. And for this case, the jet will hit the splitter of the buckets, and which will distribute the jet into two halves of the bucket, and the wheel start revolving for this case, and the kinetic energy of the jet is reduced when it hits on the bucket, and this energy this kinetic energy of the jet, this is converted into the bucket, and due to the spherical shape of the bucket, the directed jet will change its direction, and it takes U-turn like this. Means just water is striking on this bucket and then move this like this, and take a U-turn and falls into the tail race. And tail race, this is the, in general term, the inlet angle of the jet is the between is 1 to 3 degree after hitting the buckets. So just you see inside this figure, these are the bucket, and this is the nozzle. This is the nozzle, and this is needle. With the help of needle, we can adjust the force of this jet here. So this jet splits into two parts, and it have taken as a U-turn. It taken as a U-turn here, and in this U-turn, in general, the inlet angle of the jet is in between the 1 to 3 degrees. This is a very small angle, but after hitting the buckets, jet deflected at the angle of 165 to here. Just you see here, just take angle of this here. So this angle is here 165 to 170 degree, and the water collected in the tail race should not submerge the Pelton wheel turbine in any case, and for this operation it generates a more power, and two Pelton wheels can be arranged to a single shaft, or two water jets can be directed at the time to a single Pelton wheel turbine. And for the construction detail of the Pelton wheel turbine, if talking about different construction, then this is the theory, and this is only turbine that in common use, named in the honor of Mr. L.A. Pelton. This is invented was 1829 to 1908 of California, USA, and who contributed much to this development and got it patented in 1889, and it is an efficient turbine particularly suited to high head and therefore required a comparatively less quantity of water. And Pelton turbine is an impulse turbine which is used to utilize high head for generation of electricity by converting the kinetic energy by means of a sphere and nozzle arrangement. So this is the sphere and this is the nozzle arrangement, and the water leaves the nozzle in the form of a jet, then it strikes this bucket of the turbine, and all bucket are connected this one circular periphery of the turbine shaft, and this water after deflected, it will move to the angle of, and it takes a U-turn, and it moves at an angle of 160 to 170 degree, and while passing over the bucket, the velocity of the water is reduced, and hence an impulsive force is supplied to them, which is start rotating. If one time is creates some rotation, and the water impinging on the bucket of the Pelton wheel turbine is shown in figure 2.3. This is the figure number 2.3, and these are the buckets. This is the jet of the nozzle water, and this is the needle, and this setup is called the nozzle of the turbine is here. So, and the main components of the Pelton wheel turbine are, these are the penstoke, spur and nozzle, and runner and bucket also. These are the some main component. Suppose in this figure, this figure gives a different types of component. Here this is the turbine shaft, and in this turbine shaft periphery, all buckets, a big wheel is connected, and on the wheel of this outer diameter of this wheel, all buckets are connected, and these are the control surfaces. This is the control surface, this is the torque on the shaft, and here this is y axis and this is the x axis, and the radius of this shaft is here. This is the radius, just like the center of this shaft, and then highest diameter of the bucket is here. So this bucket, this is the nozzle. This is the nozzle of the bucket, nozzle of the jet is. This is a jet nozzle, and this entering jet having a velocity of v1, and this jet is splits into two parts. One is this side and another one is this side, and it splits into two parts and provide a force to the runner, and runner rotates about its axis and creates a torque on the shaft, and this torque or we can say that this shaft is connected to the one generator, and generator produce electricity at the same time. So this is a very good turbine, and these are the dotted lines of the control surface. First component of this turbine is here penstoke, and penstoke is a large size conduit which conveys the water from the higher level reservoir turbine, and depending upon the low head or high head are different types of schemes available, are the medium head turbines installation. A penstoke may be of wood, concrete or steel, and for the regulation of the turbine, penstoke is provided with control valves, and the entry of the debris is prevented by the provision of a screen called the trace racks, right? And the second is the spur and nozzle, and the spur will move backward and forward in the axial direction. When it is move forward, the flow will reduce or stop. Flow will reduce or stop, and when it move backward, the flow will increase. And in here slide, at the downstream end of the penstoke fitted with the efficient nozzle that conveys the whole hydraulic energy of the water into high speed jet. To regulate the water flow, nozzle is provided with spur or needle. While can be moved forward or backward. This is controlled either by the hand wheel or a one governor or a governing operators, right? And the next component is runner and bucket. The turbine rotor called the runner, means the rotor of the turbine, this is called the runner, and this is actually a circular disc carrying a number of cup-shaped bucket, and which are equidistantly around the periphery of the disc. For low heads, buckets are made up of cast iron, and for higher head, these are made up of stainless steel. Further, the inner surface of the bucket is polished to prevent the frictional resistance of the water jet, and the splitter, and there is a cut or notch on the side of bucket which ensures the face of the bucket to the jet only when it is in proper position. This position occurs when the face of the bucket and jet are the 90 degree to each other, right? 90 degree to each other. So this is the figure of the different types of buckets and the turbine wheel periphery. And next component is here casing and hydraulic brake. If I am talking about the casing, so the whole arrangement of the runner and bucket, inlet and braking jets are covered by the casing, and the casing of the Pelton turbine does not perform any hydraulic action, and casing of the turbine does not perform any hydraulic action, but it prevents splashing of water while working and also helps the water to discharge to the tail race. So this type of casing also provide a protection over this body, and this also provide the outflow from the runner bucket is in the form of splash, which scatter in all direction. To prevent this and guide all the water to the tail race, causing it provided all around the runner. It also acts as a safeguard to avoid accidents and the hydraulic brake. And this is the larger Pelton wheels are actually equipped with a small brake nozzle, which when opened directs a jet of water on the back of the bucket, therefore bringing the wheel quickly to rest after it is shut down, as otherwise it would go on the revolving by the inertia for the considerable time. So it provided these are the some components that are used in Pelton wheel turbine. This is the final picture of the Pelton wheel turbine, and here is brake nozzle. This is the two main pipe. This is the casing, pitch circle of runner bucket, and this is the horizontal shaft. Here this is one type of water jet which is striking on the bucket, and this is the deflector, right? Deflector gives the direction of this water jet, and this is the nozzle, right? This is the nozzle, and this is the band, and this is spur. Spur is control the flow of the oil, means how much quantity goes inside this turbine. So this is the tail race. Tail race, just like this is a free space to cover the output of water, and this is the work done by Pelton turbine. So in this figure means next page figure. In this figure, so this is the bucket construction in the X direction, and this is the side view of the bucket is here. So here these are the different types of velocities, and this is the velocity triangle of the turbine, and this is the angle of deflection is here, right? And this figure shows the inlet velocity triangle, and this figure shows the outlet velocity triangle is here. Here are the different components of velocity: U, VW, and the V1 and VR1. This is the radial and the transverse velocity components, and velocity triangle gives the information about the different kinds of velocities which are used in this Pelton wheel turbine. So in this figure, just you see this figure, as shown the shape of the bucket of the Pelton wheel, and jet water from the nozzle strike the bucket of the splitter, and which splits up the jet into two parts, and these parts of the jet glide over the inner surface and come out at the outer edge. So work done from the jet of the water to the bucket determine the applying momentum equation. So applying the momentum equation, so by consider v is the velocity of the jet, and then here different kinds of velocity is used, u. So u1 and u2 equal to u is here, and the blade velocity, and the blade velocity or bucket velocity considered along the direction tangential for the pitch circle. So VR1 and VR2 are the relative velocity at the inlet and outlet, and the VU1 and VU2 are the real component of the velocity, and the beta2, this is the angle through the jet deflected, and this angle is here 180 minus beta2 degree, and this is the K equal to VR2 divided by VR1, and it gives the A equal to cross section area of Z, and V1 and V2, this is the absolute velocity at the inlet and outlet case. So from the inlet velocity triangle, just VR1 equal to, it gives the VR1 equal to V minus U, and this is given by this VR1 VU U1 minus VR1 is here. This is from the inlet velocity triangle, and where the U is here, pi dn divided by 60, and VU1 equal to V1 equal to VR1 plus U1 is here. From the outlet velocity triangle, this is the VU2 equal to U minus VR2 cos beta. Beta is the angle of this nozzle and nozzle jet, and the K is here, K equal to VR2 divided by VR1, or VR2 equal to K VR1. So VR2 is here, U minus K VR1 cos beta 2. So the value of the VR1 from equation 1, it gives the VR2 equal to U minus K V minus U into cos beta 2, and this is exerted force equal to rate of change of momentum, and this is equal to rho theta V U1 minus V U2 is equal to rho theta V minus U plus Q V minus U cos beta 2. And so Fx equal to rho Q V minus U 1 plus cos beta 2. So this is the force in x direction, this is the Fx, right? For this force is created in the x direction, and then here is flow rate. This is the Q equal to area into velocity of a jet, and this is the area of velocity of jet, and this gives the Q equal to A into V is here. So Fx equal to rho AV V minus U into 1 plus K. What is the K equal to? K is the ratio of VR2 divided by VR1, and this is the cos beta 2. So next case, the total work done is here is Fx into U, and W net equal to rho A VU V minus U into 1 plus K cos beta 2. So here is hydraulic efficiency is equal to work done per second by wheel, work done per second by wheel divided by kinetic energy of jet, divided by the kinetic energy of a jet is here. So this is the hydraulic efficiency. So the kinetic energy of jet is equal to half mv square, and this is the m equal to rho into q into v square. So the half rho a v cube here, right? Q equal to a into v is the area, v is the velocity of the jet, and from the equation 7 and 8, and then the hydraulic efficiency neta h equal to rho av, this is the rho av v minus u 1 plus k cos beta 2 divided by 1 by 2 rho a v3 rho a v cube. So this case neta h equal to 2u v minus u 1 plus k cos beta 2 divided by v2. So differential with respect to u. So the d by du just neta 2, this will give say like this equation, and then move to the another case here. So this is this gives the v equal to 2u, which means u by capital V equal to half. This is a 50%. So the maximum velocity rises at here, 50% case is here. So if I put this v equal to 2u value in this here, or u equal to v by 2 here, so it will get a one formula. This is the maximum efficiency formula for this Pelton wheel turbine. For the Pelton wheel turbine, this is the neta h maximum equal to 1 plus k cos beta 2 divided by 2 is here, right? And then move to the next section of this lecture, and this is this section related to the MCQ problems, right? For centrifugal pump, this is the first MCQ question. Here the for centrifugal pump impeller, what is the maximum value of the vane exit angle? So here are the 4 option is given, 100 to 150. This is for A. B is for 150 to 200. C is for 200 to 250, and D is for 300 to 250 to 300. So the correct answer is here. C is the correct answer. The angle of maximum value is here, exit angle 200 to 250 degree. So move to the second question. Which principle is used in hydraulic turbines? This is the Faraday's law, Newton's second law of motion, Charles' law, and Bragg's law. So this what is the correct answer? Then I will give some time to think about this question. So the correct answer is here, Newton's second law, right? B is the right answer of this question, and this is the correct answer is Newton's second law. Then move to the next question. This is the third question of this series. This is the buckets and blades used in a turbine used to, after the direction of water, switch off the turbine to regulate the wind speed, to regulate the power. So here A option is right, and buckets and blade used in turbine are used to alter the direction of water is here. Alter the direction of water. This is the right answer for this question. And then move to question number 4. Right? Which kind of turbine is a Fourier turbine? So this is a invert flow turbine. B option is the outward flow turbine. C is mixed flow turbine, and D is radial flow turbine. So the correct answer of this question is here, outward flow turbines. Outward flow turbine. Then move to the next question. In which turbine the pressure energy is water is first converted into the kinetic energy by means of nozzle kept close to the runner? This is the impulse turbine. 4 option is given here. Impulse turbine, reaction turbine. C is the both impulse and reaction turbine. D is the none of the mentioned. So A is the impulse turbine for this case, right? For the question number 6 problem, which energy generated in a turbine is used to run electric power generator linked to the turbine shaft? This is the mechanical energy, potential energy, elastic energy, and the kinetic energy. So mechanical energy is derived to use the shaft of this turbine and turbine shaft, right? So A option is right option for this question. And then move to the next question. This is the question number 7. And the pressure of the water is atmospheric and remains constant while passing over the runner in. This is the impulse turbine, reaction turbine, both impulse and turbine, reaction turbine, and none of the above mentioned. So the correct answer is here, A is the impulse turbine. Then move to the next question. Which kind of turbine changes the pressure of the water entered through it? Changes the pressure of the water entered through it. And this is the first option is A, reaction turbine, B, impulse turbine, C, reactive turbine, and D is here kinetic turbine. So the correct answer is here, reaction turbine. Then move to the next question. Which type of turbine is used to change the velocity of the water through its flow? This is kinetic turbine, axial, reaction, and impulse turbine. So correct answer is here, impulse turbine, right? And then move to the next question. This is the last question of this series. So which of the following is an example of impulse turbine? propeller turbine, Francis turbine, Kaplan turbine, and Pelton wheel turbine. So the correct answer for this question is here Pelton wheel turbine, right? So here impulse type of turbine is only Pelton wheel turbine, right? Kaplan and Francis both are the reaction turbine. So move to the references of this